I loved a large woman once. She got bigger and bigger and time went by. My concern over her health was taken as an insult. I held her hand in the hospital as her heart failed and she took her final breath at 32 years old. So yeah, I reject obese women because I am not going through that again. This guy really went, oh shit, if I just say that I don't want to date fat women on the internet, I'm gonna get slandered. I know, I'll make up a story about how I definitely dated a woman and she died from being fat. This video brought to you by my YouTube members and patrons. Thank you guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we're going to be returning to r/thatHappened, home to things that people claim happened, but let's be honest, they didn't happen, did they? Very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention the YouTube members and patrons, you guys get an extra video every single week for as low as £1 a month. That equates to about 25p per video. So if that is something that interests you, please do consider joining, as it really helps support the channel. Also, I will be live over at my Twitch in 2 hours as of this video going out, so please do consider coming along to that. It's always a really good time and I love to see you guys there. I'm also thinking about multi-streaming, so possibly streaming on YouTube as well. If I do, the stream won't be on this channel, it will be on my Blue the Nerd live channel, just because last time I tried streaming on this channel, it ruined the channel's analytics and the channel was started to die, so I'm not doing that again. But yes, I might start multi-streaming on that channel on YouTube, but I might not. Either way, the videos are always uploaded the next day to that channel, so you can get that at the very least. Let's get into the subreddit. I've talked too much. Got a frantic call at 4 AM from a husband who was given my phone number via someone who had it. Yeah, that's how giving phone numbers works. I feel like that wasn't a necessary detail. Yeah, he was given it by someone who had it, obviously. His pregnant wife is now on a ventilator, dying of liver failure, trying to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism, since this is trending on TikTok. I mean, that, what? You have to take so much paracetamol to get liver failure. Like, so much. Like, a lot. And why? So the story is about Tylenol causing autism and someone trying to prove that it doesn't. But the liver failure part doesn't match the narrative of Tylenol causing autism. That's just someone OD'd on Tylenol. And that's not, no pregnant woman is ODing on something to prove that it wouldn't cause autism. What? That's no, what? The story doesn't make any sense. Women have no control over their behavior anymore. I went to a steakhouse. A woman literally left the man she was with and came right up to me. The man walked up to me, said, "I have no chance against you," and left the restaurant. I talked to both the man and the woman. They were from Las Vegas. Of course, I said no to the woman. I just want to enjoy my dinner and go home. I thought by going to a rich place I can avoid the chaos. Apparently not in downtown Orlando. What can I say? I'm just rich and sexy, and that just means that all of these random stranger women just constantly come up to me and leave their partners for me. This is a totally real thing that happens to me all the time, and not just some fantasy that I'm putting on Facebook. We all believe you, buddy. I feel like that's kind of the motto of this subreddit. It's just, yeah, we believe you. Some random guy took this picture without me asking. God is so good. Goodbye for now, CK. I pray I get to meet you in heaven someday. No, they didn't. Like, let's approach this from a realistic viewpoint. First and foremost, you're praying and some random stranger went, here is someone, in what looks to be quite a vulnerable and intimate moment in their life. A complete stranger who I have never met. I'm going to photo them. And not only did they do that, but then they approached you and went, "Hello, random stranger who was just praying in a very vulnerable, intimate, and private moment. I have photoed you. Would you like the photo I took of you?" What a weird, that's not... Like, how else would he have gotten the photo? I'm guessing that just a friend of his, or maybe like, his wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever he has, took the photo for him. And like, it's not that deep. Also, Jesus was very much against the whole praying performatively in public thing. Like, there's scripture about that's like, hey, don't pray just because you think other people are gonna see you. And also praying to a flag, there's a couple things about false idols in there as well. My grandparents divorced divorced, got Alzheimer's, forgot they divorced, and think they're married again. I mean, what? Are they trying to like glamorize Alzheimer's and be like, oh, look how cute it is. Alzheimer's made my grandparents love each other again. Also, like they divorced for a reason, right? Like they weren't a good fit for each other. Like they shouldn't have been together. Why were they in the same care home together to think that they were married again if they both got Alzheimer's? And it's just a weird story to tell, isn't it? It's just a bit of a weird story to tell. My 5-year-old came to me last, shaking. I'm really scared, she said. I asked her why. I don't want to turn into a boy. Why do I have to? I told her she didn't have to and asked why she thinks that. Teacher said some girls have to turn into boys. I was speechless. Hashtag trans agenda. Again, things that never happen. If your child was scared that teachers are going to force her to be trans, she's scared not because a teacher has ever said that to her, but because you have said that to her. No teachers are doing this. No teachers have done this. At the very best, you know what a teacher might have said? Some kids may be trans, and that's okay. And that would be the end of the discussion. That'll be what the teacher said, and that would be it. Like, again, it's one of those things where it's really telling about the kind of person that chooses to hate another kind of person, you know? Choosing to hate trans people, something that has zero effect on your life, but you don't have a reason to hate trans people, you know? You don't have any examples of people actually pushing a trans agenda or trying to trans your kids. So to further your agenda, you know, to further your hatred of those people, you have to make up stories and lie about them. What kind of hatred do you have for someone if you can't actually hate them based on real things that have happened and have been done? If you have to make up lies and excuses to hate someone, what reason do you have for actually hating them? I voted 100% Republican in the 2020 and 2024 elections in Connecticut. In 2020 was harassed by a poll worker who read my ballot and said, "You voted wrong, change this." "No," I said, and was immediately confronted by a police officer in literal jack boots, knee-high black boots. I grabbed the ballot out of the polling worker's hands and shoved it in the ballot box. I turned and left, sensing that ballot wasn't going to make it out of that room. In 2024, they allowed me to seal my ballot, but it had holes punched and was viewed, envelope sealed but with holes, and my name and information was recorded in a special computer program. Not all ballots were treated this way. You know, the 2020 elections, right, when they happened, you know who was still president? Donald Trump. He lost the election, for sure, he lost the election. But you know who was president at that time and had the power to, you know, if anybody was going to be fixing the elections, it would have been the sitting president at the time, who was Donald Trump. Not only that, but if you really want to talk about voter suppression and elections being, you know, rigged or forced in a direction, there are very real examples of voter suppression going on in the United States, like Texas, for example, which has shut down a large portion of their polling stations, primarily in black communities. This is obviously deliberate because, you know, black communities primarily don't vote for conservatives. So yeah, voter suppression is a real thing and it is being engaged in the US, only it's primarily being engaged in by conservatives. But also, like, I'm really reading into it that deep based on what really reads like some fan fiction. Like, yeah, a poll worker really told you voted wrong, and then a police officer in knee-high boots came up to you and tried to take your ballot from you because you voted for Trump. Yeah, definitely a real thing that happened. A local burger joint decided to name the burger I normally order after me. There is a burger joint in my place, a block or two from my house. I get burger from there once or twice a month, not that often, and I always order the same, cheese and tomatoes. The girl serving me called me cute, and she heard me ordering it and asked for the same thing. Wait, is she serving you or is she ordering the same thing as you? So the burger place added it to their special board called the Cute Butker. I feel so cute blushing. That's a terrible name for a burger, I've got to say, first and foremost. Second of all, I could almost believe a place naming, you know, an item after a regular, because that's something that happens. There's a milkshake place, like a milkshake and smoothie place in the UK that each area does have specific milkshakes named after after regulars, but named after like the custom orders they get, and you can buy that custom order by ordering it with their name, right? And that's a thing. I can believe that. However, I don't believe that a girl who's serving has the power to just change an item on the menu and what it's called. And also, it's a shit name and they wouldn't call it that. I'm sorry. They just wouldn't. Like, it almost could have been a believable story, but they went with the worst name for a burger they possibly could have chosen. My mom ordered the tea, didn't ask for anything to be written on the cup, but got this surprise. She had to pull over and collect herself a bit, so you don't lose your voice. Sure, I guess. I don't know what it is with Starbucks cups in these like posts. Like I saw every single video I've done of That Happened has a Starbucks post on it, where they've walked into a shop and gotten something written on their cup, and it's just quite often it's like, I hate Starbucks because they wouldn't write my conservative podcaster's name on the cup. And it's like, no Starbucks employee is paid enough to care. They'll write whatever you want on the cup. So like, they probably didn't write so you don't lose your voice on the cup, because also there's no guarantee that that's why you're ordering this drink. Just, it didn't happen. Like, it's a cutesy story and all, but like, it's a weird thing to be trying to make yourself feel better over something that didn't happen over a Starbucks order. I don't know, it's a weird one. It has gotten so ridiculous with the left. My son got in trouble in school for asking for a colored pencil. Liberals are such a unique mix of being both ignorant on everything, but excited to prove it. Again, it didn't happen, did it? Because, the least believable part of this is, why was your son asking for a colored pencil? Is he coloring something in? Surely he would have a specific color in mind? Like, when have you... Think about this for a moment. Going all the way back to when you were in school, or when you were doing art, or anything that involved colored pencils. Think all the way back to that. Have you ever just said, can I have a colored pencil, please? Like, ever? Is that a thing you've ever said? You would either specify the color, or if the color wasn't important and there were just colored pencils there, you would just ask for a pencil. So you'd either say, can I have a blue or red or green pencil, or can I have a pencil? You wouldn't say, can I have a colored pencil? That's just not it's just not a thing that anybody says. Eminem shows up unannounced at Rihanna's father's funeral. What he did at the casket left Rihanna and A$AP Rocky frozen in tears. No one expected him to appear, but in complete silence, Eminem walked into the funeral of Rihanna's father, eyes full of sorrow. Then, in a moment that left the entire room breathless, he took off his signature necklace, the one he's worn for over 20 years, and gently placed it beside the casket. Only she would understand, he whispered. Rihanna broke down. A$AP Rocky stood frozen. What did it mean? The answer left everyone in tears, and may reveal a secret bond no one saw coming. Again, it's a really weird story. But the AI they've used isn't even consistent between pictures. Even close to. Rihanna just massively changed up both her hair and outfit. Eminem changed outfit. He changed out of his jacket and black shirt into a suit. His hat has changed size and how it fits his head. His beard has changed. I guess he went and had a shave halfway through the funeral. It's AI. It's not a real story. What a weird thing to lie about. I don't understand. It's so bizarre. To all you Asian nice guys, you don't stand a chance with me. I've always loved bad boys. Motorbikes, Need for Speed, Casanova, they just make my ovaries explode. I'm also really thankful that many white guys who ooze with sexual virility have yellow fever. Hell, it's just flipping science, flipping biology. There's a reason the white man is so damn sexy, perfect for a Chinese girl like me. I just really have a big sex drive, which most girls won't admit, but I am a modern woman. As a woman in the 21st century, I can choose who I sleep with. It's 100% okay for me to have a type. I just wish society was more welcoming and less shaming for Asian girls. I mean, it's not my problem that we don't like Asian guys. They're just so girly and wimpy. They always want to be asked out first. I kind of wish I wasn't Asian just just because of the cucks Asian guys are. I'm just a forward-thinking woman who knows her biology. I need a man, a real man, a white man. Yes, this was totally written by a real Chinese woman, and definitely not some creepy white dude making some weird like fanfic post. This one belongs in r/as-a-black-man, a subreddit that I have done a video on in the past and will do a video on again in the future, that is people very blatantly pretending to be people that they are not. It started because of that one politician that pretended to be a black man and isn't. But like, no woman, and especially no Asian woman, has ever talked like this about themselves and other people. So many things that just scream out of touch white guy living in his mum's basement, right? Like, so many bits of that, you know, like, they make my ovaries explode, and there's a reason white men are so sexy and perfect for a Chinese girl like me, and as a modern 21st century woman, and just all of these things that no one would ever say. Genius move. If you win the lottery. A man in a small town won 16 million. The next day he was set for TV interviews, so he spent one day calling friends and family, urgently asking for $1,000 without explaining why. Most said no. Perfect. They can't pretend to be his best friend when they saw the news. And the ones who did lend him money, he paid them back tenfold. Those were the real friends worth keeping. I mean, I have very close friends. You will probably know George by now if you've been around on the channel for a long time. He's one of my longest running, closest friends. I don't think either of us would send each other $1,000 if we out of nowhere with no explanation went, I really need you to send me $1,000. I think we'd probably both be like, damn, I guess they're into heroin now. Like, but like, neither of us have $1,000 to just send each other. Even if like we would do that, neither of us could do that. But also I fully expect that if I won the lottery, George wouldn't come begging me for money. Just like if George won the lottery, I wouldn't go begging George for money. We'd probably congratulate each other and be like, yeah, that's really cool. This is gonna change your life. But I don't know. It's always been kind of weird and crass to me that people beg lottery winners for money. Like, I don't know. It's just a thing that I don't believe happened, because realistically speaking, I don't think anybody would have come to him and gone, yeah, you can have $1,000 for no explanation. You'd call them up and go, hey, I think your account's been hacked because like some scam bot using your name has just tried to ask me for $1,000. You wouldn't send the money, would you? But anyway, that's where I'm going to end the video. I hope you have all enjoyed. That's Happened it's always an interesting one because people spin the weirdest stories. They really do. And they're always about the weirdest, like often least important things that I'm just like, why did you need to make up a story like that? And other times they're justifying hatred and it's like, why did you need to make up a story for that? Because you don't have any real ones? Interesting. But anyway, if you would like to support me in making more content like this, I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. But a huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful YouTube members and patrons that do support me. All of your names are up on screen right now. It genuinely helps so much, and it genuinely means so much. So thank you to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.